Divine Feminine, surprise! Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. While we wait for the rest of the big cats to assemble, let's dive in, darling dears, and kick it off with the planetary energies. The skullduggerous moon has found its way into Taurus, no less. So therefore, stability and security will be at the forefront of your mind, darling dears. Mercury in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries. This transit gives you a chance to understand and process the deep wounds, those cuts to the white meat that you got, darling dear. For you to what? Get the memory of an elephant, just like the elephant in India that murked that lady twice. Some of you may be feeling guided to check in on someone who's not doing so well in the emotionals. But I tell you, big cat, be careful of whom you check on. Remember, some people are at the bottom of the pit because their own ways, their wicked ways, right, put them there. Be careful whom you share your time and your energies with. I told you, we lead with a strong, boozy badass round here, where we interview everyone. Sometimes when you see someone on the rocks of life, Divine Feminine, they deserve to be there. You didn't put them there, but their skullduggerous ways. Karma was a patient gangster for them. Not everyone that presents to you is your friend, darling dear. Divine Feminine, they, them, and are not your friends. When people come to me, right, and try to present themselves as a friend, do you know what I do? I ask them directly, why do you want to be my friend? Two people in particular, I said it to, they got mad. How dare you ask such a question? Why would you ask me something? Why? Because they're a demon and a devil and I read energy, blood. What are you getting mad for? You understand? They had something to hide. They were soon what? Shifted, mate. Nothing like being moved around by the Most High. I read energies, darling dears. I don't believe anything those skullduggerous lying lips say. Many people want to attach you to you themselves to you because of your light, Divine Feminine. They only call you when they want something. And when they do, the conversation is not equal. It's always the them show. It's always about them. Always hijacking every conversation so that you can be their what? Their counselor. Their what? Beating stick, darling dear. To drain you of your good energies. They put you down and make fun of you in front of other people. Oh gosh, how now, brown girl? Oh, they want to try it with me, darling dear. My words are eloquent and of the Queen's English. I'll put you in your place before you know what's going on, blood. Brah, or sistrine. Make fun of you in front of a bottom feeder? Oh my gosh, how now, brown cow? You feel bad about yourself when you leave their company. Why? Because it's like you've been in the pits of hell. You need to wash yourself off after being around them. And they are aggressively competitive, Divine Feminine. They compete with you for everything. Where they can't compete, where they don't compare. You, Divine Feminine, are a soldier for the light. They aren't happy for you. For when you've got good things happening in your life, they'd rather have their eyes put out, right, and their ears sliced off, rather than see you having a fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely time. Rather than see you, Divine Feminine, the biggest and baddest cat of them all, bend in the matrix. Oh no. Their life is a mapping drama, darling dears. Drama.com. And in the words of Robert Nesta Marley, Bob Marley to you, who the cap fits, let them wear it, darling dear. He also said, free yourself from mental slavery. Just because they present as a friend doesn't mean they're friendly, darling dears. They're not. You have to know the difference and know your worth and add tax. They talk about you behind your back with their gingivitis slivering tongue, darling dears. They are a little finger in your life. Yes, Divine Feminine, they are not your friends. Your relationship feels like it's built on conditions, darling dears. On condition that you are a thumber, on condition that you are feeble-minded, unconditional. It's on condition that you what? Have an open wallet, darling dear. Forever, whatever F shit they've got going on in their life. They're whole adults, darling dears, and can't control their spending. But when they finish spending all of their skrillers, they know they can come to you because you feel sorry for them. Why? Because you're their friend. Listen, you better shut them purse strings. I nearly got stuttering like Sylvester the cat. When they beg you, you know what you do, Divine Feminine? You beg them back, blood. Not only that, before they even come to beg you anything, you start listing off a long laundry list of things that's going on. Even though they're not true, Divine Feminine. Tell them what you like. They bail out on you, darling dears. They are missing in action whenever you've got something going on in your life. When something goes wrong, when you need a listening ear. They become Casper up in this bitch. But remember, Divine Feminine, those that became Casper when you was going through your hardest parts of your life, make sure they keep that double-sized distance when success is being blessed on you, darling dear. Let them watch from the nosebleed section with the plastic seats, darling dears. Any secret you've told them as a friend, darling dear, they will air it out like it's what? Like it's fresh air, darling dears. If you fall out with this person, anything, any peccadillo you've given them is on the forefront of their wicked, wicked tongue, darling dears. They will dig deep, look for any little thing to try and put aspersion on your name, but they don't realize it says nothing about you, Divine Feminine. You've got some of those friends, right, that you may have turned to them one day and said, you know what, I'm a bit low this week. Lend me £50, 50 skrillers, right? And you gave it back at the anointed time. But as soon as you and them fall out, oh, you're a beggar. All you do is borrow money. But they don't point out the fact that you gave it back at the right time, darling dear. You didn't have to be prompted or chased. They're a bad influence on you, darling dear. They're always in some form of drama, darling dears. And sometimes they will lead you to your death. Remember Shanquella Robinson. She paid for them to kill her. I don't mean she deliberately did it. She didn't know that. Her bestest friend was her biggest hater. Led her to her death. She was dead within 24 hours of getting to Cabo in Mexico. Why did they do it to Shanquella? Because she was going places blood, bra, or sistrine. She worked like a field hand. And she was getting paid. They didn't like it. They talk about their other friends behind their back. Oh my God, I had a cousin, darling. Well, she ain't my friend, blood. The way she used to talk about this other girl that used to be a bit, well, I don't know if they're friends now, no. Once I told her 2 of these and 1 of those in 2012, darling, she thought I was joking. Skull Douglas hater radar. Yeah. And then the way she used to talk about her friend, and then when my sister passed, it's going to be 1 year, right, tomorrow, that my youngest sister, Jacqueline Susan Martin, died. And I can't go to the memorial. I really can't. The room will be filled with bottom feeders and their toxic, dysfunctional ways. And I've decided to protect my energy. I don't go to places where I no longer sit at tables, darling dears. Those same ones that chat their friends to you, darling dear, is no friend to you. You are the next one on the roster as soon as you get up. Always missing in action when you need them the most. And those same ones that dare put a F in front of their name for friend, darling dear, are a frenemy. They will always exclude you from things that mutual people are going to. Mutual people that you know, darling dears. Because they want you to hear that everybody was having a good time. But how can the devil's strongest workers have a good time, darling dear? When they're amongst haters, they're all talking about each other and none of them can rely on each other. Remember, if you are not invited, don't go. If no one told you, don't ask. Let's dive in, Divine Feminine, and see what go on these tarot screeds as we unpack these peccadillos. As I sip my mocha, because I ain't getting smoke blood, I would rather be by myself, in the words of Medea, with a puppy and a goldfish, than have a two-faced frenemy trying to bring me down, darling dears. Yes, the backstabbers, darling dears. We've got to get right up into them bitches today. Let's use my witch's oracle wisdom. Look at this. Whenever the last stick band breaks, darling dears, there's ties that you still have to break, darling dear. There's someone or someone's. It could be a family member. It could be a co-worker. But you have what? A little finger in your midst. It's going to hurt you to break the friendship, but it's hurting you worse being around them. Can't trust them with nothing. Anything you've done in their presence will be used against you, darling dear. And trust and believe, you are the hot topic when your back is turned. Pissed me off, darling dears. It pissed me. No, it took me straight past the pissed offness to the shit offness. Listen, you better be your own best friend, Divine Feminine. Do that mission impossible on yourself, Divine Feminine. Hating you because of your light, hating you for the job that you have. Even if you don't like your job, they still hate you. Those that come amongst you for your help, and you with your good heart, you help them. You help them get out into the world and get their own hands on Skrilla. And what did they do? The same God that watches over all of us, darling dear, sits high and looks low. The base of the deck, darling dear, use your intuition. When we see the High Priestess, it also speaks about relationships, darling dears. The moon, yes, it's about your emotionals. Somebody wants to get at your psychological password and be that tampon string in your life, living rent-free in your cranium. I told you, big cat, Divine Feminine. You have to know how to interrupt that full process. You are what? Limiting your power grid. Take charge of your conscious mind and realize that they are the devil's most diligent workers. And they don't deserve a thought. Nothing, darling dear. Pay them dust. The High Priestess always sits between two pillars of wisdom, Boaz and Jashin, for what? Completion and beginning again. Remember, these back front neck tabbing snakes was sent into your life for a reason, darling dear. Because you wasn't waking up in time. You was giving too much good to the bad. And Divine was like, and you chose to be a volunteer? Let me just send in the what? The biggest what? Little finger of them all. Lord Voldemort. Yes, yes, yes. Now it's got my eyebrows having crushed on my forehead, darling dears. I've got my face well and truly made up. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, darling dears. They wanted to take your power. They didn't like how you was able to what? Circumvent life, darling dears. And This card is a reminder that there is power in silencio. Be silent, darling dears. Especially when they expect you to go to DEFCON 3. Fight them over what they said. Phone them up and question them over what they done did. Oh, hell no. How now, brown cow? Because it's a happy home. Your emotional fulfillment that they want to take the energy from, darling dears. How dare they? How dare they? They dare, darling dears. They will dare. Better be on your own, on your ones, as we say in the UK, than be what? Amongst the wicked. Many of them, darling dears, look at this Shiznai, I can't make it up. They hid their true nature. What's behind that? Their true face, darling dears. Their devilish, demonic ways, darling. They hid their true nature. Why? Because they couldn't get to the big cat if they showed you who they truly are. And we just spoke about the High Priestess. Now you see the duality of it all, darling dears. The two trees are like the two pillars of wisdom. Divine Feminine, I'm your best friend. I am. And I will choose any one of you 14,750 over anyone that was in my life before. Why? You've been for it, darling dears. You've been held to the fire. And you still came out unscathed. But you've got to free your mind. Free your mind of what they did. None of us know the day, the hour, or the minute that we will be going back to meet our maker, darling dears. Free your mind. Don't worry about the wicked. They're up to wickedness, but it's not being perpetrated in your hemisphere. These bottom feeders haven't seen nothing yet, darling dears. Some of you are still crying over what they done did. Well, you've got to get the poison out, but don't stay there too long. The DNS, darling dears. Had to look over my shoulder, but now catch me again, blood. The red light, green light champion I be of 79. Pinkies up. Their behaviors and their true natures is about to be unmasked, darling dears. Unmasked. Nothing more from this. Listen, the deck don't ramp when it closes off, you know. I want to see what's behind it. Okay. I'm going to tell you what was behind it. Many of them are burning a candle for you, darling dear. Burning for you to have what? Ill health. Burning for you to buck up on a partner that beats the shiznai out of you, takes your money, and diseases you, darling dears. Burning a candle for your progeny to fail, big cat. All because you chewed off your proverbial foot and chose you in a situation. All because you took your good light, your power grid back, darling dears. Your name will always be on their lips. But your actions and how you live your life will belie any kind of big word they try to put, any kind of aspersion they try to cast on your godly name. Remember I told you that, bestie. Pinkies up. Ah! Outrageous! Outrageous. When you cast runes, you read them from right to left, darling dears. We're going to go with the first one that came out. Put them in order, darling dears. The first one is Algaz, darling dear. This is moon energy on its face. These people, this frenemy was always a back front neck tabber. There was no true emotions in the situation. Your friendship was rooted in jealousy, darling dear. In gossip, subterfuge, and bull swanky. Algas represented by the letter X, for ex-friend, a frenemy, and a Z. This person or people was always a hidden danger to you. Why? Because of your power grid, Divine Feminine. You are good. You meant the best for them in every situation. This person never had your back. They had your emotions, darling. They're your psychological password, and they tried to play with it. More fool them. Moon energy on its face is somebody who's in distress, darling dears. Moon energy on its face is also indication of what? Spellcast duration. We saw the candle. Well, I saw it. Did I show you? Yes, I did. They're lighting candles for you, Divine Feminine. But remember, when you know your worth and add tax, you put the Most High at the head of your table, Father, God, Mother Isis. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And that energy has to go somewhere. It shall be returned to sender. We also have Othello, represented by the letters F and O for yeah. They didn't want the situation to end. This is represented by the World card in Tarot. You have a mouth breather watching your every move. But they are also sitting in what? Bad karma. You're also going to hear on the grapevine, because nothing like what? A merchant of slander to be what? Vigorous in bringing you drudgery, darling dears. You're going to hear of someone being homeless, darling dears. Yes, baby. You're going to hear of some of these frenemies, these same back front neck tabbing snakes. They never even had what? True right to stay in the country where you're in. They never had their paperwork intact, but yet their mouth was so free and flighty on others when their own documentation wasn't right. Yes, baby, you will hear. We also have the sun energy, darling dear. Swallow. They tried to take your light. They didn't like the vitality that you had. You was able to what? You was able to bring in Skrilla, travel for some of you. They don't like the fact that your progeny love you. They don't like, and this also speaks about taking care of progeny, darling dears. Child caring. They don't like the way you care for your progenies. Jealous of your everything. The sun card in the upright, darling dears, they wanted to take your power. You was living amongst a single white female without the chelation. Maybe they would have been successful with that if you didn't chew off your proverbial foot and choose you and realize they was never your friend. If you had a marriage, a relationship, or anything in this person's hemisphere, they wanted you to be lonely, by yourself, or with a partner that treated you badly, darling dears. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch, because I speaks the true truth. Pinkies up. But we have Ingus. Ingus is represented by Mars and Aries energy, the Emperor in Tarot, darling dears. In some cases, this represents Father God, Mother Isis. They didn't realize that when Divine opens certain doors for you, darling dear, they cannot be shut. Not by word, not by deed. These T-Rex arms are going to get what they truly deserve with their trippy-talker ways. Remember I told you that? Some of them had their eye on your partner, darling dears. Yes, they did. And in some cases, your partner took them up on their skullduggerous offer, darling dears. What was done in the dark surely come to light. I saw a story. I can't remember the young lady's name. It had a whole, it was on TikTok, because TikTok has me at nighttime. I don't know what's the matter with me. I should leave all my electronic devices in another room. But TikTok had me. And this lady came up. She was dating this guy. The gut, let me tell you something. The man looked good. Him look good to my eye chakra. Him look good. Long hair, beautiful skin, nice body. They fell quickly in love. And then it turned out that he liked to deliver a two-piece, put his foot on her neck, right? When she became pregnant, that's when he started beating and abusing her. And whom did she tell everything to? Her bestie. She finally found the fortitude and the strength, right, to leave that relationship. Why? Because she put her baby girl, her daughter, first. She didn't want her daughter to be raised in an environment where she was being abused and beaten. She left that situation. Moved in with her bestie, darling dears. Yes, yes. Until she got herself back on her 2 feet and was able to find her own domicile. Hold on a minute. Let me just lubricate my larynx. Her friend that she moved in was a hairdresser. So when she got her own domicile, one day she had to, the little girl needed her hair done. So she asked the friend if she would go to the father's house where her daughter, because they had to co-parent still, right? As far as she knew, he wasn't doing nothing to the child, it was just her. And he made sure that he put his foot down and got his parenting in, darling dear, just so that he'd still have contact with her. Anyway, the little girl was at the dad's house. So the friend, the hairdresser, went there to go and do the little girl's hair. You know what she did? After that day, she cut off all contacts with her bestie. Why? She got into a deep, deep relationship with the father of her friend's child. The friend's father of the child. You know what I mean, right? Yes, yes, divine feminine. Yes, all of a sudden, there was all over social media. These two are suddenly in love. Yes. Next thing you know, that man choked the woman to death and stabbed her up in her face. It's like God moved her out the wrong way. And her friend, who was jealous all along of the relationship because she saw the outside, even though she knew that that man used to beat up her friend, beat her when she was pregnant, right? She still put her panani in that situation. And now she's what? At the feet of the Most High, darling dears. Never be jelly of anybody's situation, divine feminine. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Worse, that you do know what's going on behind closed doors and you want to be in that space, you'll be on your own. We can't be best friends anymore. We can't. I'm telling you. What's that? Kimo? Yeah, they got the red eye, the pink eye. She get what she deserve. All that glitters is not gold, divine feminine. And not everyone that presents as your friend is your friend. They see your light. These hood-looking alfalfas. They come to you to take until you're well run dry. Well, guess what? You lock up shop, right? You take back your power grid and learn the power of no. Know your worth, darling dears, and add tax. I've told you this many times. As a big cat, you have what? Thank you very much for the super chat, Slim Jim. I've told you many times, as a big cat, we've got a Bushido reading. Because I told you we got it like that. The first one is righteousness, darling dears. Courage, compassion, respect, because you understand your power. And it's not taken lightly. Truthfulness. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth that Jesus loves. My little sister Jackie loved to say that. She did. Your honor, darling dears, and your loyalty. And the 8th one is what? It's self-control, so that you can exemplify the 7 readies that I've just embodied to you, darling dears. There is no rest for the wicked. Trust and believe what they did to you, divine feminine. God sees everything. And not every battle must you attend. Don't get angry. What you do, you get quiet. And you become a keyboard gangster, become the best and expert at whatever field brings you joy, darling dears. Because when you work at a job that makes you happy, darling dear, it doesn't feel like work. You become the baddest in your field and let them watch. Let them watch you bend the matrix, divine feminine. Today was for them, but all of the tomorrows are for you. Fist bump. Let's dive in, darling dears. I'm going to use my original Rider-Waite deck. Look! I can't make it up. The devil's strongest workers, most diligent. Obsessively jealous, darling dear. Bound to watch you for air. This is somebody that is controlling, darling. They try to control the paradigm of your friendship. Why? They wanted you to be a thumber, less than them, darling dears. They saw that you wasn't ready to own your gangster, and they took advantage of that Capricorn energy. This person was evil and manipulative. And for some, they used alcohol to put you in a position that is more than tongue can tell, darling dears. They would set you up to be stripped in public, and bad things happen to you. The SA of it all, darling dears, you know what that means. They're a hater. They always was a hater. You think you've got nothing for someone to want? You be surprised, darling dears. Your good nature, your kindness, your attention, attentive listening, helping people unpack their issues, helping people with their progenies, darling dears. You think that's nothing? Ha ha. They are not your, they, them, and was never your friend. Look, whomsoever it is, darling dears, this frenemy, this two-faced hound of hell, right? All they can do is think about you. The sword also speaks about the talking, but they're talking about old shiznai. They've got nothing new to give the public, the unwashed public, darling dear. The same dull-eyed simpletons as them. They've got no new information. If you've got progeny, they can't even talk about your progeny. But they will rehash and invent, darling dear, what they don't know. But remember, they're inventing it for what? Feeble-minded, darling dears. Others that are living in mud huts just like them. Stuck on you, darling dear. All they do is think about you. Yeah. The same ones that cut you to the white meat, darling dear. The 9 of Wands, that's all the conversation and gossip, darling dear. Gossip is for the feeble-minded. Don't come and tell Big Cat nothing. I don't want to know. I told you I'm an expert. I've minded my own business. And we're besties, just like Thelma and Louise, without the chelation. Mind your business. They wounded you, darling dear. And with the energy of the moon being in Taurus, it's time for you to unpack the woundation. Unpack it, darling dear. See it for what it is. You have to remember, a burglar will not break into an empty house, darling dear. There was something in you that they didn't want to come through. They didn't want you to see whom you truly were. And they never liked you anyway. There was no love in that situation, darling dear. No emotion. They was cold-blooded. Yeah, when they dealt with you. We'll get another deck and clarify these cards in a minute, but let me get just one more card out. And there must be no healing of the situation. We don't go backwards, darling dears, ever forwards. There's no friendship in that situation, what they done did. If you go back to that situation amongst those bottom-feeding tree sloth, you will take up the karma that they have to sit in, darling dears. Look. The karma of Brock-Pocketus, darling dears. No true new opportunities. Going round and round in the same circle of drudgery that they created for themselves. Remember, I told you that. Base of the deck, even your ancestors are saying this is your come to Jesus moment. Some of you are still crying into your fist over what they did. It really broke your heart. You trusted these people. People that did not care one fig, darling dear, that lied to your face, straight up to your boat race, darling dear. Let's get another deck and break this down. Base of the deck, focus on your back, darling dear. Focus on, what did I say? Don't worry about what they did. Become the bestest in your field, darling dear, the expert in your field at whatever you're doing, darling dears, because you will be raised up as a success in their face, despite everything they tried to do to you. Remember, I told you that they was never your friends. Look, your ancestral team, your security, want you to heal from this situation, from the heartbreak. You are gifted, naturally gifted, and you have the skills to bend the bad arsery, to bend the matrix, to recreate whatever world you want. Divine is telling you that your table is set, but you have to realize whom you are. You have to free your mind. Remember what Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. They've only got you trapped in your cranium. They cannot hold a big cat down. You was meant to be the baddest in your field. They just try to take your light. Don't give it up. You fight, big cat. You fight. You dry your eyes and you call your ancestral team. Judgment. Forgive them what they did. Yes, forgive them for what they did. How else you're going to call the judgment? But you have to heal. All of this salt is mental energy. You're allowing the mental, right, to overtake you when you are built to be the baddest in your field. Spiritually protected. Divine wants you to plan, plot, and strategize in silence. Psalms 23:5. Your table is set. Psalms 23:6. Your head is anointed, big cat. They're gonna call to you, darling dears, from the bottom of the pit. This frenemy that was never your friend. Wash your face like David. This is an incoming message. Something that's going to move quickly. Maybe they're trying to travel towards you with fuckanese blood. Well, your ears are deaf and your eyes are blinded. Not literally, but darling dear, Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. You've already removed the knife from your back. Leave them biatches, this Mitch bitch or bitch Mitch, where they are. Out in the cold, the same cold that he wanted for you, darling dears. Remember I told you that? They was never your friend. Look! A full-on narcissist, a high commander Decepticon. They had authority in your life because when you're a friend, you open up yourself, darling dear, but they never came to you right. They was never your friend, divine feminine. Never! And now they're stuck in their cranium on you. What did I just say? You saw it flip out again. Listen. Baby. Sistering, bruh. Focused on getting into your bag. Focus on getting great. Get that knowledge by any means necessary. Some people can't afford to go to college. Become a keyboard gangster. There's so many free courses you can get online. I told you about Allison. It's a courses that you can get to do free online. Become the baddest in your field. In silencio. They ain't seen nothing yet, darling dears. Yeah. Leave Folio alone. These fakezoid friends are doing the rinse and repeat of the negative cycles, and they're looking for co-partners to go through this devilish path with them. Don't do it, big cat. In my Miss Sophia voice, don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't do it. Leave Folio alone. They're a fool, darling dears. You was the gift to them, darling dears. You was the miracle that was sent to their life to uplift, to show them what a true friend was. He was. But divine is telling you to what? How now, brown cow? Pour it away. Subconsciously pour it away. Get a hold of your conscious mind. Because divine is about to gift you with a miracle for every tear that you cried. They were being counted by your ancestral team. You, divine feminine. You chose to come back to this Malkuth as a volunteer, to be a guiding light. Don't waste your time on this Malkuth thinking about these bottom feeders. Forgive them for what they did so that judgment can be called. In Keitha. Still chopping it up at your back, darling dears, but they've got nothing new to give the public. Let them continue to talk. because they are going through tower moment after tower moment. Did I say Guantanamo Bay? Yes, baby, their life, right, is built on quicksand. In used toilet paper as lightning is about to what? Hit it. They're going through tower moment after tower moment until they repent and realize it's their own mouth and their wicked ways, these hoodwinkers, these what T-Rex arms, these tripping, until they realize it's them. They are the common denominator in all of the fucking that's going on in their hemisphere at this moment in time. They can't understand the sudden change in you, tower moment alone. But when God blesses you with the spiritual strength of the wounded warrior, they didn't anticipate that you would get up again, darling dears. Get up in silence. Never you forget, divine feminine, to what? Use the Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. You don't see them, you don't hear them. And if they should, unfortunately, burst into flames in front of you, they better know how to drop and roll. Don't even spit on them, divine feminine. They want to come back. They're getting the nostalgias, darling dears. They're remembering the emotions. The cups is about emotions. Some of you even what? Love their progeny like they was their own. And what did they do? What did they do? They hated you for it. They hated the fact that their progeny was happy to see you over how they was when they saw their own parents. They didn't like it. These people that are shape-shifting and mean, black-hearted, darling dears. They want to come back. They've got the nostalgias. But you have to remember, the Six of Cups is the opportunities, the blessings that are coming to you, divine feminine. But you have to recognize your worth, add tax, and there is no going backwards, ever forwards, in the words of Abraham Lincoln. Some of them are bound for what? Prison, darling dear, or even the mental hospital. I told you they're going through it, darling dears. Tower moment after tower moment. What they wish for you. You saw the candle. Many of them are burning candles for you to fail. But no weapon formed against you shall prosper. In the name of the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis, you were sent to be a helpmate. And what did they do? They created these obstacles in their own lives, darling. There's the same obstacles, the same stumbling blocks they put on you has been returned to them. Leave Fulio alone, yeah? You're going to hear she's naive. We saw the 8 of Wands. You're going to hear something and your big, lovely heart, you're going to think, oh, no, mate. No, blood. Blind your eye. Not literally, but Easter Island. Stevie Wonder. Yeah. Look at this. They want to breadcrumb you again. We've got the Page of Cups. This is immature energy, darling dears. They're going to breadcrumb you with lies. Lies. They're coming to get intel, darling dears, to use against you. Clarify this Page of Cups. This page. Pwah! Clarify the Page of Cups, please. What did I say? Keep your shapely back turned. They created a lot of drama and trauma in your life. Move on. Remember, your ancestors dried and counted every one of your tears. And the race is not for the swift, it's for those that can endure, those that realize that going within, clothes for spiritual works. They want to offer, this is 9 of Cups. Now they see you as emotionally fulfilled, or the wish fulfilled. They will look, they will seek high and low, but they will never find a friend like you. You are a once in a lifetime cat. Remember I told you that. Yeah. They want to come back, or they want you to come back to Guantanamo Bay. 444 on the counter, darling dears. You are on the right path, putting you first. Yes, we must remember what they did, darling. Remember their name, but don't live on what they did. They want you to be tied up, asking them questions, trying to find answers. You will never find the answer to wickedness from the wicked. Remove yourself, darling dears, so that you don't get smoked and you don't smoke yourself. No healing of this situation. It's over. Finito. Cry your last tear, in the words of Bishop Paul Morton. They wanted you to be mentally broken. Barking at passing cars, arse out on them streets, darling dears. Not realizing that you was always the prize. You was gifted to them by the hand of God to turn their life around. Why? Because you came through with true love, true friendship, true help, tangible things. You gave them time and your energies. Leave them where they are, divine feminine. They expecting you to be mad. They're expecting you to fight. They're expecting you to cuss and kick up a fuss over what they did. You shut up, divine feminine, and get great. Get your gangster on. Divine already said, focus on you. Focus on your bag, your education, whatever it is, something tangible, darling dears. Every one of your tears was counted by your ancestral team. Call them anytime. If you get the ruminating thoughts, you call your ancestors, darling dears. Ask them to help you change your mind. And they will help you, but you've got to get quiet to hear it. Who do you think I had I had no one. At that time, I was one of 8 children, all of their progenies. Everybody was laughing at what was going on in my life. I'm gonna cry. This is affecting my eye chakra. And you know what I said? 2 of these and 1 of those. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I got quiet. And I got great. And bestie, you can do it too. But you have to realize whom you are. You are the one that holds the whip. And if you hold the whip, you are Khaleesi or Carl. You run things and you can change your paradigm anytime you want. Don't get mad, get silent and get great, divine feminine. Get great. They was never your friend. These progenies so skullduggerous, they take my, listen, they come in here, they take my shiznay and move around. Yeah, every one of your tears was counted, darling dears. Don't heal that situation. Look, I can't make it up. My cards don't lie. People do. This is a cheating cheatara. A back front neck tabbing snake, they get no S. A bottom feeder if ever there was one, darling dear. And they want to come back into your situation. They better find the shop of goodwill closed. Your face is straight like Easter Island. You've got no conversation to give them, lest they grab at your heart, especially if they've got progeny and you love those progeny like your own. They'll use their babies to try and get involved in that situation. They're having problems with their health, darling dears, their mental health, their physical health, and they're looking for someone to what? Believe with their foolishness. They're Folio. Leave Folio alone. Leave him alone. Outrageous. They want to come back and then block. When you see the Queen of Peas on her face, this is someone who's a jelly bow kelly, darling dear. A full-on icing bucket. Not a bouquet, a bucket, blood. A cum bucket, right? A hole in that bucket, darling dear. A heinous gossip, but someone who has nothing going on. This is the Queen of Peas in the upright. This is someone that guides, is a mentor, darling dear, leads their progeny in the right way. This person has got children and they're no one's mother. And you can't even go back to help their children, darling dears. Close your eyes to every situation and circumstance, because remember what they did when you was there. How they took advantage of you, took your name on the road. This person is going through some kind of mental health issue, mental or physical health issue, and they're looking over their shoulder, remembering you, how kind you was. Nasty, what baggage, that's what they are. Leave them where they are, darling dears. I told you, as a big cat, what do? We kick ass, we take names, and we eat the wounded, proverbially, not figuratively. No, mate. And they're effing skin peeling liar. Listen, there may be as much as 2 progenies involved in a situation. Maybe you've got 2 progenies, or they've got 2 progenies. If they've got a progeny, that child, they're going the same way as them. A liar, a taker of, a tall teller, was it a teller of tall tales? A delinquent. Don't feel sorry for them. They wanted you brock pocketus and on the rocks of life. They was never your friend, divine feminine. They wanted you to have a mental break, darling dear. But you didn't. You got a grip of yourself, darling. You got a hold of yourself, darling dears. You had your epiphany. This is the 4 of Pentacles could also speak about a new home, a new car, a new job. You did something to control your environment. And again, it's a reminder to control your environment. And this guy looks like he's about to shut the lid on his coffers of money. They need money, darling dears. They're going through something very major, possibly a health scare or whatever. They need someone to back them. Maybe I don't know. Everybody's paradigm is different. If you want to know exactly what it is, hit me up in the Gmail for a private read. This is 5 of Pentacles. Leave them where they are. Leave Folio alone. The consequences they created for themselves. They're looking for someone to share in that karma and to lie to you again, big cat. Remember I told you that. This person is sad, they're sorry, and they're crying into their fists. Well, guess what? Isaiah 48:22, no rest for the wicked. A good friend is hard to find. A true friend? Jealous, darling dears. They had a friend. And they both didn't like you, darling dears. Reverse. This is jealous, darling dear. Emotionally manipulative liars. They're the best. They deserve to be friends. And one of them, look where the eyes are. Always pay attention. One of them was the head honcho. One of them always deferred to the other one. And that one is just as ugly, black-hearted and mean as the other. They discussed your downfall. They had a good laugh. Well, guess what? Who's laughing last? And who is going to laugh the loudest? Ace of Cups. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life, divine feminine. But you have to what? Drink of that cup of self-love. Know your worth and add tax. In the original Rider-Waite deck, we see the streams, darling dears. The streams is earth, air, fire, water, as well as ether, the spirit, darling dears. But for me, it's multiple streams of income. Sock it to them, big cat. Drink of that cup of self-love. Do everything in your power to become the baddest in your field, because you will always have a captive audience. Let them drink of the haterade. See how it works out for them in the long run. It's always the back end, darling dear, the back end. Two different decks. Yeah, they wounded you, darling dear. Yes, you must remember what they did, but Divine doesn't want you to live on it. Divine wants you, look how strong his body is. What they did took you down, but it didn't take you out. It gave you a cause to pause, darling dears. I told you. Forgive what they did, but don't forget those bastardos' names. Don't, I repeat, don't bring them back into your life. They are a buzzkill. They're shady. They're underhanded. Luke 22:48, and they're a backstabber. They will see, darling dears, that you are what? Proverbs 12:24, a true hustler, baby. So dry your eyes. Divine is going to give you the opportunity to dry them with Pentacale as you create true choice in your life. Don't look back. Leave them where they are. Remember, they wanted you dead or barking at passing cars. They wanted your progeny to be delinquents. They wanted all of that for you, and they dare call themselves friend. They are friend to no one, least of all themselves, and they are in like-minded company. The blind, leading the blind, in the land of the blind. Final messages before we get great. Yeah, so you get to it, Divine Feminine. Look, work hard, work like a field hand. The 3 and the 4, that's balancing your masculine and feminine energy, but it goes to a 7. We are in the year of the 7. Bend that matrix, Divine Feminine. Work like a field hand. If late into the night, if need be, become the baddest in your field. You can do it. You can do it. You was built to bend the matrix. Work hard. As they turn to stone, as they're up to what? F shit, darling dear. F shit. They're washed out and washed up. And look, they got a best friend whispering. I told you, one of them's being led by another. But who cares? It's going to make me mad. Because you're the empress of everything. You already won, Divine Feminine. Any stone they choose to throw at your glass house is a stone, right, for a person that you no longer are. You no longer spiritually live at that address anymore. And remember to guard your tongue in the future. Be careful who you tell your secrets to. Everyone must be interviewed. When, as I said, when people want to be my friend, I ask them why. And I look deep into their heart chakras. I don't tell people what I do. I don't tell people that I'm HEYOKA High Priestess, that I read energy. I let them talk. Divine is going to gift you what you truly deserve, darling dears. But the 9 is the Hermit. You was betrayed. You felt defeated. But you had to go into the DNS, had to look over my shoulder again to realize your greatness. You stood out for being different, and your difference is what is going to bend the matrix. Remember, I told you that. Their eyes are going to bleed when their mouths are shut. But you have to save you, darling dears. Doesn't matter how many videos you watch. You have to save you. Stable and secure. On that note, I drops me mic. Start love to my Teespring, start love to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Divine Feminine, they never was never your friend. Don't let them bring you so low that you forget whom you are. You are protected. You call your ancestral team. Return to sender in the name of the Most High. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat.